Hey YouTube, Paul here with O.S.S Auto Repair. What I have behind me today is a 2024 Ford Transit Connect. This is kind of a series. I have previous videos on it, transmission problems. It's got the 8F35. What I did is I pulled codes. It was shifting rough. It had multiple shift solenoid codes in it. So I went ahead and I replaced the solenoid pack, updated the valve body strategy and all that good stuff. But still didn't fix the problem. When I dumped the fluid out of it the second time, there was some metal shavings that came out of the fluid. So that's telling me that there's some bearing failure, clutch failure. The fluid was also burnt. So there's something going on, and the customer already authorized me to replace the transmission. So that's what we're going to do today. Basically going to do a walkthrough and we'll get working on it. Bad connection with the battery. It looks pretty dirty. We'll address that while we have it apart. And I think there's enough cable to slide it forward. And then disconnect the negative cable. Oh man. Yeah, hold downs here and here. Go grab the parts tray so I'm not losing stuff. Right there. Negative post, maybe. I don't know why they have to design these vehicles like this where everything is almost impossible to get to. Even the battery is a chore to replace. It's ridiculous. There it goes. A little bit of persuasion. I don't even want to know how long that took me. But it's out and we can continue. Get all the bolts out of the tray. Grab a 10 mil deep. We got some bracket. Let's see. Just a couple of plastic clips, but the bracket is bolted onto the battery tray. So this is my first one of these that I'm doing, and you guys are learning along with me. So. But I also have my shop software to reference if I need procedures or torque specs, stuff like that. There we go. One down, two to go. So this one right here. This one right here. Behind it. And it's free. Pull it out, maybe. Still something connected to it. Nothing on the back, so I'm going to need to grab my other one. Now I can pull the battery tray out of here. There it is. All these parts out of the engine bay. Okay. Well, that exposes our transmission mount on top and the top bell housing bolts. So can start pulling all that stuff apart now. Looks like 15 millimeters for this top plate, and then there's a single, looks like a 17 on the bottom or in the middle. Can't do a full job without at least dropping one. If you didn't drop at least one bolt, you're not doing it right. Or in this case, nuts. Holy moly. There's your support bracket. Okay. Now, oh, and we're also going to be replacing the main cooler and then the auxiliary cooler. Ford warranty states that you have to do that because metal shavings. If it contaminates the new fluid and the new transmission, then it's a write-off. So I guess I'm gonna start pulling. Looks like there's a plastic clip holding that on. Is. That wasn't very tight. Somebody's definitely been on this thing before. He did say that he had the transmission rebuilt a few months ago. You know, I gave him a 30,000 mile warranty or something like that. 60 days, which I thought was a little light. As a warranty I'm giving him is a 3-year unlimited. So in case anything goes wrong, he's covered. Move you guys back, I'll put this thing up in the air. Oh, this looks familiar. Working in this position. Alright, so apparently you do get to the converter bolts for the starter, which we're not at that point yet. They recommend you do it from the top, so I'm just going to get this bracket off for the converter bracket, or the converter support, and we'll let her back down and continue working on the top of the engine transmission area. So yeah, let her down and here we go. There's a heat shield or some sort of shield that you have to take off first, and then you can get the starter off. So it's always fun. There we go. Now you can see the socket. Wonder if it'd be easier to pull the fan shroud out of here. Let's try this. Oh, there we go. Ah, come on. This is just ridiculous. Alright, here we go. Maybe? Just maybe. Top one's the easy one. Maybe not. Man, that was tight. At least they got those ones tight, huh? Some of the other bolts I've been loosening, or I went to loosen, were already loose. Can't be doing that. Leaving stuff loose and they bolt spec totally out and then they cause problems. Pop this thing out of here. Maybe just push it out of the way. Here's the starter. And I see flywheel, or sorry, flex plate. This rubber isolator out of there. And not sure I'll be able to spin this to access the starter lug to get it totally out. These plastic clips, they hold extremely well. And then they put it on a flimsy piece of steel, so you struggle with it for a half an hour. Oh man. Oh, for crying out loud. Phone just wants to keep ringing today. Let's try to get it separated. We got everything just tangled up together down here. This is ridiculous. Alright, got a new battery put in it. Let's continue taking this thing apart. Should be able to get the top two bolts with my impact. And I stress the word should be able to. Alright, so we got most of the bolts that we needed to get out of it. So now I need to pull the wheels, get the CV shafts out, and then we can continue dropping it. Alright, so we're just going to vibrate it out of here. There it is. Same on the other side. Come on. Alright, that one's out. Of course, it's got these little tabs. Shouldn't be a problem though. It's almost like it would have been easier just to undo the pinch bolt on the strut. I think we're going to do that instead. Different size. 15 mil, yeah. All this for a CV shaft. See what happens. Pull these calipers. rotor's grooved. There we go. Let that sit there for a second. Grab my hooks. That way I'm not letting it hang on the hose like I just did. Do as I say, not as I do. Wheel speed sensor. Get it out of its holder so we have a little bit to play with. Actually, plug it. That way we don't have the risk of breaking a wire. Right to the top pretty much. Of course, there she goes. All right. Same to the other side. Alright, got a fresh battery in the GoPro, got a fresh charged work light, so let's continue. Knocking everything over. That's right. Okay. That way I know where everything's at. Oh, it's not intended. Brace is loose. Now for the fun part, getting that torque converter loose. One more. Doesn't matter if I drop this one. with all of them. Alright, I'm going to get my impact out of there. I have one bolt left in it that I need to get out. I'll bring you in here. This is what I had. 4 of those I had to loosen up and get them out without dropping them. Wasn't too bad. Probably undo these auxiliary lines first. Go grab my other drain pan that I use for coolant, because I have a waste oil furnace. I don't want any coolant getting in the tank, so there ain't much that's going to come out of there, but just keep as much out of there as you possibly can. Don't have to drain it as often. There she goes. I didn't think there was going to be much to drain off. Pop loose. She is. All right. Oh. I'm gonna pause the video while that drips for a minute, and then we'll get set up to pull the trans out. All right, it's time to get this drain pan out of the way. Wish I had a couple more of those. A couple more of these. You're dripping on the floor a little bit. Maybe I can keep it there while I use the transmission jack. Guess we'll see, huh? Alright, so I had to find a solution to support the engine so that the compressor clutch wasn't just hitting up against this support beam or bar. Now this isn't the right way to do it, but it's gonna hold it in place. I just used my indexing pry bar and went from this front subframe to the rear subframe, locked it in place, and the weight of the engine should hold it in place. I'm just going to be very careful when I remove the transmission. I don't want to cause any damage. So here we go. A long way to go yet. It's on a spring. Ball housing, clear the block. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Rocky. And there it is. Whatever this piece is not supposed to come out, and then it came out. I don't even know how. Alright. She's out of there. All I gotta do is unbox the new one. So I guess I'll do that while you guys are still on camera. Little unboxing video. Auxiliary cooler. This is the cooler that I disconnected on the bottom of the transmission. And then torque converter nuts, because you're not supposed to reuse them. Piece of wood. Shiny remanufactured 8F35. Now I'm gonna get this thing the rest of the way out and get my brother down here to help me lift it off and lift this one in, and I'll bring it back. All right, so it's actually the next day. Had to leave early yesterday to take care of some stuff, but here's the new one up on the jack ready to go in. So let's get on it. Got to run it in a little bit. We're not run all the way home yet. Use it like kind of a dowel pin. Or a line up. Check inverter alignment. Looks like we're in this hole, we're in all the holes. So all I gotta do close up the gap. Lift up on the back of the transmission. Just like that. All right. She's in. I'm gonna pause the video, grab something to eat, and bring you back. All right, back from lunch. Let's finish her up. All right, had to answer the phone. Now we can continue. I'm going to have to take these lines back off, because there's a couple of seals that I didn't see back in there. I thought it was just a one, but it's a two-piece seal, so we'll take care of that. That's how it should look. Alright, so the GoPro died. Actually, it overheated. I had to take the front of the car apart to replace this transmission cooler. So now we're back in reassembly mode again. So let's put it together. The little retaining tab that clips in when you plug this plug in broke off, so this is going to be my fix for that. Alright, there it is. Pop that back into place. All that is an ambient air temp sensor. But if it doesn't make connection, the air conditioning won't work. Ask me how I know. All right. I think we're at the point where we can start this thing up and start relearning the shift points. So when I said that the GoPro overheated, I was trying to video my I had my laptop hooked up to it, and I was trying to show you guys how to reset the solenoid strategy or upload it. But there's another video on YouTube, another guy that does it, basically use the same steps as he did. I'll put it down in the description and tag him. But did that and reset the adaptive values, and that's it. So I'm gonna get this bottom shield put back on. Actually, I'll probably put this cross brace in first because it's kind of easier to get to right now. All right, now you gotta get the operating temp. I'm not gonna record this because it's just sitting here. I'll bring you guys back once we're up to operating temp and we'll finish it up. All right, well, I just got back from a test drive in the 2023 Ford Transit. Got the I put everything back together off camera. Shifts flawlessly, no issues. And we're going to return it to the customer. If you enjoy watching content like this, feel free to like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.